Mr. Fuda to come and make his presentation about Bitcoins.
He made me look big. And I'm thinking, am I that big? Hello, everyone. Who is happy to be here? Yeah, I can see that there are more chairs in front, so those who want to come in front, I don't quite, so there's about, I think 6 more spaces for those who want to come to the front. Okay, so can you all hear me? So can you hear me? Yes. Do I need, okay, so that's fine. So, let me just do my thing here. Okay. I have to record the training as well from this end. So, yeah. Bitcoin for beginners seminar. So before we get started, I would love to share with you one quote that I'm actually reading this book by, who knows this gentleman? Anyone? Yes? Tony Robbins, okay? I'm actually reading this book and it talks about the financial markets. It's called Unshakable. Tony Robbins says, in the book, one of the statements, he says, if you want to play the game, you have to know the rules. Okay? How do you expect to win when you don't know the rules of the game? Does that make sense? Think of it, if Bitcoin was a game. First of all, you have to know the rules and then go into the game to play. I understand some of you come from different backgrounds with regards to Bitcoin, and I'm going to tell you some of the rules that you need to know so that you make informed decisions. So you are in the right place. If one, you need to learn about what Bitcoin is all about. Okay? You are in the right place. If you think Bitcoin is too difficult to understand, is that making sense? I remember the first time that I was introduced to Bitcoin, I was like, what is this thing? Okay? I spent a week, a month trying to figure out what it is, and it was a bit confusing. If you think as though Bitcoin is a scam, you're actually in the right place, because I'm going to explain to you how it's not a scam. Is that making sense? Now, why should you listen to me? Okay. The house is full. Okay. When we were doing the marketing methods, we only did Facebook marketing. We didn't do a lot of flyers and all. If we were going to do that, the place was going to be full. Okay? I can see it's full, but it was going to be more than this. Now, I'm an affiliate marketer and an internet marketer. I do quite a lot of things on the internet. Some of them I'm going to share with them with you. And yeah, so this is actually 25 past 2 right now. I'm expecting to be talking to you for about 45 minutes to an hour. And yeah, we may take a break and then I'll let you know what will be happening after that. I started my online entrepreneurship journey in 2012, okay? Just like some of you, you aspire to make money online. But I know that you have all these questions. Is that making sense? You may be surrounded with all these questions. It doesn't work. It's whether we're overseas. Is that making sense? Those are some of the questions that I asked myself when I was actually starting in 2012. I have to be out of Zimbabwe. Some of the people that I meet today, they always tell me, do you really stay in Zimbabwe? Yes, I do stay in Zimbabwe. Okay? And I earn a living from the internet. Now, I work from home. Okay, who loves to work from home? You know, making money from day 1 to day 30 without leaving the house. Okay? The only time that I think of leaving the house is when, okay, I will not go there. Otherwise, my wife is going to kill me. Okay, now I've been able to help hundreds and hundreds of people inside Zimbabwe and outside Zimbabwe. Is that making sense?
Yes.
On just connecting the missing puzzles. You know, you have your dreams, okay? But maybe there's this missing piece that you just want to know about so that the puzzle becomes complete. And I've been able to do that via Facebook, via YouTube, via blogging, WhatsApp, and emails. Okay? So, you see that internet has enabled me to cross beyond the border and also help someone with information. Is that making sense? Now, in 2014, I started in 2000. I talked to them about Facebook marketing because between 2012 to 2014, I was reading a lot of books. I was listening to a lot of audios, so I hosted my first seminar about Facebook, and 7 people came to the event, and I charged them, I think it was about $10 each. But out of the 7 people, I could have shown you the pictures, out of the 7 people, 2 ladies that came to the event, they were involved in network marketing. And that's when I was actually starting. They gave me a platform or a place to use so that I can host events. So since 2014 until now, I've been hosting events. And in 2016, I hosted an event with over 400 people over 2 days. Does that make sense? So I have seen a growth in what I was actually doing. And 2017, guess what happened? We are actually, okay, I'm going back. We're actually in this room. Does that make sense? And I'll tell you, okay, I'll tell you that in 2017, this is the first and the last event that I've done in 2017. Okay? The whole of this year I've been at home, I didn't do any events. Okay? The reason why doing an event is quite expensive as compared to working from home. So, some of you may wonder, who is this guy who's talking to introduce himself? My name is, like Donald said, my name is Kudakwati Sapechuma. I'm actually a founder of quite a number of online businesses, and one of them is called kudaonline.com. Who has read my information on the internet? Okay? It's called kudaonline.com. So part of what I've learned is blogging. So Kuda Online is an idea whereby if I spend the day with you guys, I go on Kuda Online and then I just write. Okay? And that's how I communicate with people. We created as well what is known as Internet Pro Club. Internet Pro Club is a website with people who need to make money online. Okay? We just coach you on whatever you're doing. If it's a hotel that you're running, if it's hair that you're selling, if it's shoes that you're selling, how you can actually sell it on the internet. Does that make sense? That's what Internet Pro Club does. There's also Bold Outsourcing Solutions. Bold Outsourcing Solutions is an employment agency company. That makes sense. It connects employees and employers. Okay? You are in Zimbabwe, you can work virtually with someone in America. Does that make sense? So Bold Outsourcing Solutions is responsible for that. And Bold Outsourcing Solutions is over 200 employees from different parts of the world. Okay. Now, there's also Zim Binary Traders. This is one of the projects which we launched successfully. Okay? But in the process, something really happened and I was so down to earth. I think I spent about 3 months without wanting to talk to anyone because one of my business partners decided to break the partnership. Okay? So I ended up doing a lot of refunds and making up relationships with some other people. But when he decided to break part with me, I was left with some information that he was teaching about forex trading, introduction to forex trading. So there's also Zim Binary Traders, which is free to access. You can actually access it to learn about what that guy taught me about Forex trading. Is that making sense? Now, there's also freelance. There's quite a lot there. Freelance basically is one of the students that I've actually worked with. And this lady, she does writing. She used to work for a local company which does writing. And she lost her job and she was looking for something that she can do. And we advised her to do her writing on the internet. Does that make sense? So she was successful with it and she never went back to look for a job until this day. She has been doing it for a year. I asked her, can you teach what you know? That's when we launched a freelance site. It teaches how to do jobs online. There's also Creative 21. Creative 21 does graphic designing. It's all on the internet. It's quite a lot, eh? Now, the biggest question, was it easy? Anyone? No, it wasn't easy because when you're actually starting out, you get a lot of negative from, especially family and friends. You know, those are the people that brings a lot of negative energy. I've been there. I know what it feels. You know, when you're trying to make some money, you tell a relative. The next thing you lose that money, and the relative is like, you know, smiling at you. We told you, okay? But it was worth it. Does that make sense? Now, the number one way I help people is I'll help you understand the best path to take. Does that make sense? There is a lot of information on the internet. Would you agree? Yes. And sometimes you may spend hours and hours and hours. So that's number one way I help people. Especially when you're actually getting started. Does that make sense? Back in the day when I started in 2012, functional internet in Zimbabwe that is fast as it is. I would watch a 1 hour video for 5 hours. Does that make sense? When internet is just buffering, you know? And some of this is happening because maybe if you're using some of the networks, you know, a video takes time to load. Now, your biggest payoff from this presentation, you understand how Bitcoin works. Okay? That's what you're going to learn from this presentation. You will discover exactly how to make the most money from Bitcoin. Does that make sense? You will discover how to make the most. You also avoid Bitcoin scams. Does that make sense? Because think about it. There is a saying that goes, for woman is for armed. This session is just meant to show you and tell you what's ahead. Does that make sense? Now, my gift for you, if you're going to stay right to the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you a gift. It's free anyway, free entry, free gift. I'm going to give you an interview that I did with a lady called Azaro. Okay? Remember I said I do internet marketing. What I do is I interview experts. If I see someone who's making money, I sit down with them, I list down some questions, I ask them simple questions. How are you doing it? Does that make sense? So I did an interview with Azaro. Azaro is based in Kenya. She's a Kenyan, but she lives in Switzerland, I think. And she does buying and selling of Bitcoins. Does that make sense? So when I did the interview, that's when I got to know that we can actually buy and sell Bitcoins and make a profit. She's a student nurse and she's making about, I'll tell you later about the story. I'm also going to give you a recording that I did with my paying clients about Bitcoin, okay? Some of the clients, they actually pay for this information. Now, let's get started. Enough about me, right? We need to know about Bitcoins. That's why we are here. Okay, I just wanted you to know me and so that we can get on the same page. Is that fair? Yes. Awesome. So, I'll tell you a story. One of these days, I went to Bulawayo. I was doing a seminar there. And this guy, I was working in town, and this guy comes to me. He acted surprised. Wow! Finally, I meet you. This guy gives me a hug. Before I said anything, in fact, he pulled $20 from his pocket. He gave me, man, go and buy a drink. What's happening? What is the money for? And the guy was like, could that help me when I was stuck? But he just don't know it. I was like, wow, can you not make it 50? So what I'm trying to say is a lot of people, they know me, but some of you I don't personally know you. That's why I did this event, so that I connect with some of you. Now, just because we'll be talking about money, all right, that makes sense? I don't want to make it look easy, and I don't want to make it look simple. Does that make sense? Kuda, we went to this event, Kuda was talking about using this money and making this profit. I'm going to go and sell my house, I'm going to go and sell my car, I'm going to go and sell my wife, so that I can make money. What I'm just going to tell you is my general knowledge. It's not investment advice. Does that make sense? Are we clear about that? Okay? The past performance does not guarantee future results. If I say I made $20 a day from Bitcoin, it doesn't mean tomorrow I'm going to make that money. Is that correct? It doesn't also mean that you're going to make that money. Does that make sense? You can make nothing, or you can even make more. Who knows? Is that fair? Should I continue? Absolutely. As well, I'm not a financial advisor, okay? Whatever we're going to discuss here, you need to go and ask your financial advisor for financial advice. Now, the biggest question, what is Bitcoin? Okay, if I can ask from the crowd, say from who is wearing a red t-shirt, what's your name, sir? Tinashe. What is Bitcoin? How do you hear about Bitcoin? Tinashe.
Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, is some sort of currency that is used online. You don't actually get to hold it, but then you can transfer it from point to point without your identification or location being known.
Absolutely.
So how I heard it is online.
Okay, so let's get there for Tinashe. Now, you know, a lot of people, you heard about Bitcoin from several sources, okay? One of them is someone wanted you to join a network. Does that make sense? Okay? If you join under me, you pay in Bitcoin, you look for others, and then you make Bitcoin. Does that make sense? Is that correct? Some of you join something on the internet, okay? You're looking for something on the internet, and at the end you're asked to pay in Bitcoin. Some of you read it in the newspaper, some of you saw it online. I don't know how you heard about Bitcoin, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain Bitcoin in general. Does that make sense? Now, would you agree with what I'm going to say? Yeah. The postal service was replaced by instant messaging. Is that a yes or a yes? Madam, propose one example. Okay, we've got the elders here. Let's get this for them. You know, I wish I could ask them to give us their story, but it was this story when, you know, they go and check the letter box every day. Sometimes we reply out, you know, that kind of a thing. And when they're replying, they spray some perfume. They're like, okay, can I check it in? Can I check it out? And they're like, you know, and then the letter goes. But imagine now, the elderly people in their 20s, they say, Kuda, you couldn't propose someone on WhatsApp. But it's happening, isn't it? So what it means is, the postal services was replaced by WhatsApp and all these messaging platforms. And that's a fact, and it happened. Does that make sense? Now, and I wonder why solar panels because we would go then there's this paraffin, you know, that thing, but it was replaced by solar systems. Does that make sense? Technology is making the world one. Okay? Imagine, I'll tell you a story. My mom, she traveled to UK for a holiday. But before she traveled to UK, WhatsApp is a bad tool. That's what according to her. Does that make sense? She was saying, WhatsApp I hate, people don't break my marriages, you know. She was just against anyone who was with WhatsApp. Does that make sense? But when she went to holiday to UK, she came back teaching me how to use WhatsApp. Does that make sense? So it's more like technology is making the world one. You know, we can do a live recording right now. We can actually share it on Facebook. You know, other people can enjoy that. Does that make sense? Now, what about money? Who has money? Who has money? Okay, this is money. Let's look at this money. Where do you think we're going to be 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now? Is there going to be a change? Huh? Is that a yes or no? Yes. Is that a yes or no? Yes. Then what is this change going to be? Who's producing money? Yes, Alice. Maybe we have, Alice suggesting we have own paperless, okay? So this money we're going to see it. No, does that make sense? Now, back in the day, people used to do barter trade. They exchanged goods for goods. And then they came gold. That makes sense? And then fiat currency was introduced. Fiat currency is the money that we use. Does that make sense? And then we moved to bank cards. Okay? We moved to bank cards. Just what? I don't know how many money. And then came Bitcoin. Does that make sense? Now, I want you to think in simple terms. So long funga out Bitcoin is a scam. Think of postal services and think of instant messaging, how advanced it is. Does that make sense? Now, let's look at our money and let's look at Bitcoin. Does that make sense? So, in the financial sector, there's the fiat currency and there is the Bitcoin. Are we on the same page? Can I proceed? Yes. Absolutely. Now, what I'm going to do is, I have a little video, which is less than 2 minutes, which explains what Bitcoin is before I proceed, and then I'm going to continue.
Bitcoin is the first decentralized digital currency. Bitcoins are digital coins you can send through the internet. Compared to other alternatives, Bitcoins have a number of advantages. Bitcoins are transferred directly from person to person via the net, without going through a bank or clearinghouse. This means that the fees are much lower. You can use them in every country. Your account cannot be frozen, and there are no prerequisites or arbitrary limits. Let's look at how it works. Several currency exchanges exist where you can buy and sell Bitcoins for dollars, euros, and more. Your Bitcoins are kept in your digital wallet on your computer or mobile device. Sending Bitcoins is as simple as sending an email, and you can purchase anything with Bitcoin. The Bitcoin network is secured by individuals called miners. Miners are rewarded newly generated Bitcoins for verifying transactions. After transactions are verified, they are recorded in a transparent public ledger. Bitcoin opens up a whole new platform for innovation. The software is completely open source and anyone can review the code. Bitcoin is changing finance the same way the web changed publishing. When everyone has access to a global market, great ideas flourish. Bitcoins are a great way for businesses to minimize transaction fees. It doesn't cost anything to start accepting them, and it's easy to set up. There are no chargebacks, and you'll get additional business from the Bitcoin economy. For more information about Bitcoin, visit weusecoins.com.
Okay, who has never heard about Bitcoins? Who is hearing Bitcoins for the first time? Anyone? Who is hearing Bitcoins for the first time? Yeah. Okay. Please, what's your name? Come again? Romario. Okay. Okay. I'll call you Ruan. Okay, that's fine. Now, from this video, can you just tell me 2 things that you've learned? 1, minimum fees. Is that correct? 2, it's a digital currency. Anyone else from the video? 2 things that you've just learned. Anyone? Yes? There's no mediator, right? Right. Thank you very much. Now, we want to look at, want to compare the two, Bitcoin and the traditional currency. Okay? Number 1, Bitcoin is digital. Is that making sense? You cannot touch the money. traditional currency, ma coins, ne paper money. Is that making sense? Now, Bitcoin is decentralized. And then again, what decentralized means, I own Bitcoin, she owns Bitcoin, anyone can own Bitcoin. Is that making sense? When you are looking at fiat currency, it's centralized. And then again, Bitcoins are produced by computers. The process is called mining. Is that making sense? It's called Bitcoin mining. I'm going to explain in detail how Bitcoin mining works. Maried, print any government. Any government. And then again, is Bitcoin a legal tender? It's not a legal tender in many countries, and I'm going to explain on a later stage why. And then fiat currency, Maria paper, yet no butter. It's a legal tender and is backed by issuing authorities. That makes sense. Bitcoin is an open source, open to the public. When we are saying Bitcoin is open to the public, we mean that all the transactions, you can see them. Anyone can see them. Does that make sense? When you look at the fiat currency, only the central bank can. Is that making sense? Anyone who is in the banking sector, can my account mangu mujipinda $10, $10, all of a sudden mapinda 10 million. The authority will call me. Account mapinda 10 million. What is that money for? Is that making sense? That's how money is designed. When you look at Bitcoin, muno gonna pinda 101 billion, and no one will ask me nothing. Does that make sense? Bitcoin is anonymity on it. What it means is you can use it without it being connected to your identity. Is that making sense? So I'm going to find out, if you walk to a bank today, say you want to open an account, what do they ask? ID. What do they ask? Proof of residence, photos, and all this. Okay, so banks have got a KYC policy, know your client policy. Before you deposit your money, before you send money anywhere else, we need to know you. But with Bitcoin, you can start using Bitcoin anytime. What else? Anyone? Let's compare Bitcoin and traditional currencies. Did I leave anything? Anyone? Oh, I covered everything. Okay. So let's look at the creation of Bitcoin. Who created Bitcoin? Okay. So back in 2008, a group of people or a person, it's not known. Is it making sense? Called Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay. These guys, what they've done is they produced a document in 2008, and the document is open to everyone to see. Okay. Now, this document, you can find it on bitcoin.org/, the website that you are seeing on your screen there. That's where you can see the document. So these guys, it's not known if it's one person or people. Is that making sense? So in their document, they said we need to create a financial system which is different than what's there. So the document explains what they are doing, why they are doing, and how they are doing it. Is that making sense? Remember, we said the Bitcoin technology is open to the public. You can actually go there and you can read. It's about a 13-page document. You can read the vision that they had. So in 2008, that's when they opened up the document to the community, and they used to communicate with people via email and forums. Is that making sense? Somewhere around 2012, 2013, they stopped communicating. Is that making sense? With anyone. They just said, our Bitcoin is on the market, we are good to go. And until this day, no one knows who is the real owner. Kungot Satoshi Nakamoto is just a name. It could be a person, it could be more people. Is that making sense? That is where I see another disadvantage of using Bitcoin. Is that making sense? Why? Can someone share? Yes, you want to say something?
Yes. For I mean, these people might scam you off, and they might determine how things are done, because if you don't know them, I mean, if I lose out or if something happens to me today, who's responsible?
Exactly. Who is responsible if you lose bitcoins today? No one. Does that make sense? Remember, I said I'm going to give you the general knowledge. We don't know their future plans. Okay? But Bitcoin is a good thing. Okay, but we're going to be discussing about. So to this day, these guys they are not known. And if you do a research on Wikipedia, it is believed that these guys, when they launched the Bitcoin, they moved away with about 1 million Bitcoins. Does that make sense? So if they're going to put the 1 million Bitcoins in the market today, what Bitcoin price goes. Hello? I said I'm giving you the information so that you make informed decision. Now, where does Bitcoin determines its price, right? So they launched Bitcoin, they've put it in the market, and people accepted it. The moment you accept to use a currency, that's when it gains its value. Ikasabatika currency gain futi value. Okay? And then trust and adoption. Many countries right now are adopting to the use of Bitcoin. Not only in Zimbabwe, but on a global scale. People are going crazy about Bitcoin. Does that make sense? One guy in UK, I'm sure it's in UK, I may know when at the story, he sold his house, clothes, everything. I can pitch a tent, small tent, I can invest all the money into Bitcoin. That makes sense. I'll tell you why he has actually done that. So its growth is measured by its users, merchants, startups. That makes sense. If I start accepting Bitcoin, that means growth. That's when Bitcoin price goes up, and like I said, adoption is going worldwide. But time we could be where were we? From 2009, only to fill this room and want to hear about Bitcoin. Does that make sense? Now, there's a reason why that is happening. And Bitcoin has increased its growth from when it was started. Okay? A lot of people were saying yes to the ideas. But no, angar maji mashom. Right? It's also being accepted in many places. Just because we're talking about Bitcoin, this is the growth. Some people, they store it as value. Does that make sense? When Bitcoin was launched in 2009, somewhere, it was less than $1. It was less than 10 cents, in fact. It was even zero. Okay? Today, how much is one Bitcoin? Do I hear 14,000 US dollars. So what it means, in 2009, if you had bought one Bitcoin for $1, today you would be having 14,000. Is that a wow? Right. So other people, they are just taking their money and keeping it in Bitcoin. But most of them, they don't really understand what I explained. Kuti, the people who created this coin, they are not known. Is that making sense? And one of these days, you'll be storing your money and you'll find you lose a value. Is that making sense? And when you put your money in Bitcoin, you should be ready for that. Okay, let's be fair with one another, right? Now, let us look at the advantages of using Bitcoin. Those who are writing down, please do. Now, there is freedom in payment. Is that making sense? You can send Bitcoin to anyone, anywhere in the world, whenever you want. And nyango kusina banks izo zvinokwanisa kutumira Bitcoins in less than 2 seconds. Yasvika. Is that making sense? And you can send as much money as you want without asking anyone permission. Okay? You can choose your own fees. Is that making sense? When you go to the bank, you want to send 10,000. They're going to tell you to send 10,000, you need to pay how much? Whatever the percentage, right? When it comes to Bitcoin, you choose. I need to pay $10 to send 10,000. I need to pay $100. The more fees you pay, the faster it gets to the person. Is that making sense? business for merchants. Let's say you have a business that you want to do with people in China, okay? And you want them to pay you some money, but you don't have a payment method. You can simply use Bitcoin. So some other startups, they've seen an advantage in that. They can launch their businesses and accept Bitcoin. There's no political control over Bitcoin. Okay? When you receive your 10,000 Bitcoin today, when you send out, when you lose, no one is going to ask you, where did you get that money? Where did you send that money? Who are you sending it to? No one is going to be able to find out anyway. Does that make sense? Now, security and control. Now, when I'm talking about security and control, if you go and do research about the Bitcoin, how it moves, anyone can see, and you cannot fake anyone that I've sent you Bitcoins when you have not sent the Bitcoins. Is that making sense? So you can control your own money on your mobile phone. I keep my Bitcoins on my phone. Please don't steal my phone, okay? I have a lot of passwords there. Now, transparent and neutral. What I mean by transparent is you can see that you have sent the money. I'm going to be showing you how to do that. And also there is privacy. Okay, when I'm talking about privacy, I'm looking at a situation whereby you can send your Bitcoins without showing your identity. Does that make sense? Okay, any other advantages that I did not cover here? Anyone who thinks there's another advantage of using Bitcoin? Any Bitcoin users? Kuda, hi, good to see you. Okay, I didn't mention that is fast. Come again? Okay, convenience. You're saying convenience. You can send money on a public holiday without going to the bank or driving or something like that. Okay, thank you very much for your contributions, guys. Now let's look at the disadvantages. Number one, a few merchants accept Bitcoins. Vashoma, I notice when you go in a shop and then you say, "Can I pay in Bitcoin?" Vashoma, did you get? Number two, Bitcoin is just still developing. It's still at its baby stages. Is that making sense? The reason why you all came here is to learn about Bitcoin. Is that correct? So, Kuyakomaita, it shows that there is a need for education itself about Bitcoin. Okay? Limited awareness, that's education that I've just spoken about, and cyber crime. This is a very, very, very serious one, okay? And I'm going to be telling you how, okay, who knows the story that happened? Maybe some of you, I've been using Bitcoin since 2014, so I've been following all the news that happens in Zimbabwe about Bitcoins. Who knows a university that was hacked in Zimbabwe? Who has heard that story? Yes. Okay, did you hear that? Someone hacked a university, it's hit, right? When they hacked it, they went into the system and they logged everything. They said, for us to unlock your system, pay us in Bitcoin. It happened. Go and do a research about it. I think it was on radio, it was on TV, it was on paper, but maybe just you're not following Bitcoins. So now think about this. Bitcoin, we said you can send it to anyone and you don't show identity. It could have been one of the students it hit. Who knows? I'm not saying it is. Okay? It could have been someone outside the country. It could have been someone who is close. Is that making sense? So once they send the Bitcoin, maybe the hacker, I don't know what happened with the story, but I'm just telling you that there is an element of cybercrime around Bitcoin. Is that making sense? Because any disadvantages that I've not mentioned. Anyone? Yes.
But I'm not sure is I've come across a statement that says the transactions are irreversible.
Yes, transactions are irreversible. That can be an advantage or disadvantage. I'm going to be looking at that on a later stage. Thank you very much for that contribution. Now let's look at the Bitcoin scams, right? I've been scammed, a lot of times. That's how I got to learn about these things. That makes sense. So I'm going to be sharing some of the challenges that I faced in terms of getting scammed. Okay, it's especially when you are starting out. One, you're going to fall for these scams. Even while you're training, trust me, you're going to fall for those scams because whoever is marketing, they are very good at marketing. They will convince you in every way possible so that you take your money out and lose money. Is that making sense? Okay. So number one, Bitcoin sellers. We has been approached in Zimbabwe by someone who is selling Bitcoins. One, did they give you the Bitcoins? Okay, you say no. So that's another victim of someone who has scammed. Number one way how people are getting scammed with Bitcoin in Zimbabwe is someone comes to you or you advertise, you say you're looking for Bitcoins, and they approach you via WhatsApp. They say, okay, send us money on EcoCash, do a transfer. We're going to send you your Bitcoins. You send the EcoCash, the person is nowhere to be. You have been scammed, right? Okay, just because I get a lot of reports, I have a large Bitcoin community in Zimbabwe. I get a lot of reports like that. So you can get scammed by someone who's trying to sell you Bitcoins. Is that making sense? Okay, that's number one. Number two, Forex trading. Okay, who here has been promised 50% after 5 days? 100% after 10 days? Hello, please, let's just show by raising our hands. Okay, there's quite a lot. It's happening. So what these guys do, in fact, when they started out in Zimbabwe, they used to take Bitcoins. Okay, they say, okay, invest in us. We're going to pay you, if you invest $100, we're going to pay you $50 after 5 days. Is that correct? They approached me. I'm actually starting. I need to make money, okay? I'm working hard for money at work, and $50 after 5 days. So you then calculate, and you say, okay, let me give it a try with a small amount. $100, you send them via Bitcoin, okay? And they claim to be doing Forex trading. Does that make sense? Now, the first 5 days, they give you the 150. You are smiling. Naturally, I want you to understand this. If someone gets paid, it's hard for them to keep. Are we on the same page? One, you're going to be excited about yourself because Marino pure and you'll be spending it. And you tell a friend, I just got paid to buy, after 5 days, $50. And over that I have shandies. And you're like, but Marino doesn't do it. It's not strange, you won't even believe it. It's happening, right? Now, the next thing that they do, they say, bring us a client who will pay you 10%. Maybe the next time you invest $200, they pay you $300. 4 months down the line, yeah, cool. Guys, the administrator says I'm sick. That's the first statement. My payment no longer going. The administrator is dead. Now, tasara kusima Zimbabwe spana. Da invite home koma kuti yachitochi. My idea of inviting my brother was not bad at all. Is that making sense? Because we need to make money. But the trouble comes when the administrator runs away. And what we have to face now, the brother, both of us, we're trying to make money, but it's happening. Is that making sense? Ask any expert Forex trader. Delo, my brother, is full time into Forex trading. Approach him, I'll give you 50% after 5 days. You're lucky. Otherwise, you come. It's only the amateurs, the people that are starting, that are vulnerable to that. Is that making sense? If you want to learn Forex trading, you need good 2 years of practice. Nothing else. Does that make sense? 2 good years of practice, period. Learn on your own, invest your money, trade on your own, lose your own money, learn, pick yourself up, and do Forex trading. So that's the one biggest scam in Zimbabwe. It's Forex trading. And those people, they are good at what they do. And you will never ever find them when they scam you. Now, donation exchange programs, okay? You know, when I'm talking about donation exchange program, it's more like kupanana mari. Is that making sense? And nekuti ndapa munhu mari, it gets interest. There has been a lot of that such programs are actually dying out in China. Asi trending izvozvo. Chiri trending ku forex. Now, investment programs as well. You'll be approached by someone. They can even call you. They normally charge 250, right? 250. We invest for you, and they're going to ask for bitcoins. Now, there's also schemes that you'll be participating in. Either way, in Bitcoin scams, there's two things that comes in play. One, you'll be asked to invest in Bitcoin. Number two, you'll be asked to recruit. Is that making sense? The reason why I'm saying this is, honestly, my focus in 2013, I'm not going to be building teams and stuff like that. I've done that. Is that making sense? One day, it's only one day when it's going to fall down. Is that making sense? I'll tell you from experience, I don't think there's anyone who can recruit like me. I can recruit Dakagara Kumba by Facebook only. Is that making sense? I'll tell you a story. One of these, I recruited in one company. I recruited Zima Investments, but I can't be talking to my, okay? I recruited over 100 people directly that came through me, and my team grew to about 5,000 people, okay? And I was making money every day, passive income. All of a sudden, you know, they take you from earning a lot of money to zero. Is that making sense? Like I explained, and then you have to explain to your brother. In one other company, I recruited over 1,000 people. Is that making sense? In less than 6 months, my team grew to over 20,000 people all over the world. And money was coming in, I was happy. Okay? And one of these days, I just woke up, everything gone. The website, everything. Apasisina. Is that making sense? It's gone, and it's gone. So I'm just saying that those Bitcoin scams, they are there. Is that making sense? And it's hard to tell that it's a scam when you are getting paid. It is hard. You can only know it's a scam when it's gone. And I guess that's just a learning curve, but don't just give up, okay? Now, let us look at Bitcoin wallet. Now, a Bitcoin wallet is where you keep your Bitcoins. Is that making sense? A Bitcoin wallet is where you keep that's where you can keep and spend them. And there is no cost, like the video explained, to create a Bitcoin wallet. It's free. Audi ID. Is that making sense? And there is no limit to amount of money that you can keep. Now let's look at two types of Bitcoin wallets. There's a hot wallet and there's a cold. There's a what? And there's a cold wallet. A hot wallet is connected to the internet. Is that making sense? That's where 95% of people keep their Bitcoins. I'm not going to be talking about the cold wallets a lot. The hot wallet, you open an account on the internet, okay? And you keep your Bitcoins online. The cold wallet, you keep your Bitcoins on a flash stick. Does it make sense? You know, it's a sort of Bitcoins, you have a flash stick, and then you keep your Bitcoins, your flash stick, pill, or wherever you keep your stuff. Is that making sense? Whenever you need to sell the Bitcoins, you just go on the internet, you plug your flash stick. But on the cold wallet, it's advised to keep a large amount of Bitcoin. Let's say you have, how much is a large amount? I don't know. How much is it? 1 million? 100,000? To some, $10 is a large amount. Okay, if you think $10 is a large amount, you keep it on a flash drive. It's more secure that way. That makes sense. A hot wallet, I'm going to be telling you about the disadvantages of using a hot wallet, but 95% of people, they use hot wallet. How do you create a hot wallet? I use a website that is called blockchain.info. Blockchain.info. Now, on blockchain.info, that's where I keep my bitcoins, and that's where I can send my bitcoins. Is that making sense? Now, blockchain.info, I just use a cell phone, and it has my password on it. And make sure you remember your. I said, make sure you remember your. So, some of my students, in our coaching classes, our online coaching classes, this is what we teach them on how to properly secure your password. It's something that I cannot really cover in depth now, but you need to make sure you remember. I'll tell you a story. There was one lady that I was working with, I think it was a year ago. We bought bitcoins for about $300. And then she completely forgot her password. And then today, we are always checking on her account. You can actually see how much balance is in someone's account. And her account is over 10,000. Does that make sense? But she forgot her password. That means we tried everything that we can do. If there's anyone who can try and simulate, I will give you some of it. Thanks. Right, so you need to make sure that you keep your passwords. And in our coaching classes online, we show you where you can actually keep your passwords secure, okay? The first thing that you do is, when keeping your password secure, you need to connect your account to your cell phone. Each time someone sends you bitcoins, you can actually see an SMS or an email notification. Is that making sense? If I try and log into my account, I get a code to approve the kuti muna log in, and then I have a second password. When I'm sending out bitcoins, I'm asked for a second password. So you see, there is a lot to keep, right? And some of you, they don't really have good memory, but there are tools that you use to remember your passwords. Now, how to receive bitcoins? Now, when you create your account on, what did I say? Blockchain. Okay, now you can actually receive and send bitcoins. All you need to do is to click on receive bitcoins. When you click on receive bitcoins, you will see a long, ugly number like that, which is in form of digits and letters. You cannot memorize that, obviously. Some of the intelligence people here can memorize that. Okay, so that's what it looks like. It's an example. So that is more like your bank account. Okay, if I send it to my sister, and then she sends the bitcoins. Now, how do you send bitcoins? The first thing that you do, you locate the send button, and then you click send bitcoins. You paste that address, you put the amount of money where you need to send the bitcoins, and you wait for confirmation. I'm going to be talking about the confirmation process, and then you're done. Now, let us look at the characteristics of Bitcoin. My brother mentioned that Bitcoin is irreversible. Does that make sense? Now, if you send someone money to a wrong bank account number, you can go to the bank, you complain, you file a dispute, the money comes. Okay? But if you send to the wrong address, gone for good. Okay? So you need to be really extra careful. Is that making sense? Now, like I said, the account that you create is not connected to your identity. So what it means, every money that is moved in Bitcoin, no one knows who is sending whom money. Is that making sense? And no one can actually come and claim that you send the Bitcoin. You can say, where's my ID? It's not me. It's fast and global. Someone mentioned that. Permissionless, we spoke about it, right? You don't ask anyone to send the money. How do you get the Bitcoins? Okay, I've been talking about this Bitcoin thing, and some of you may want to own the Bitcoin. There's what is known as an exchange site. Does that make sense? in 2014, this is how I used to buy Bitcoins. I would go to a website called localbitcoins.com. Localbitcoins.com. And on that website, I would communicate to a person that I don't know. Okay? Is that making sense? I would communicate to a person that I don't know. Let me just see if I can explain that. Okay, this is how an exchange site works, right? You can see my screen. I hope it will come up. Right. This is an exchange site, right? Okay. This is a site. So what happens is the seller, S is the seller, the person selling Bitcoins, and the buyer, they meet here. And they meet on a website. Is that making sense? I'm in Zimbabwe. I go on this website. I say that I need to buy Bitcoins. Someone in India says they are selling Bitcoins. So this website here works as they call it escrow, right? They keep both money. They keep the Bitcoins and they keep your money. Okay? That's how an exchange website works. Now, in 2014, I would go on a website like this, and then this guy in India says, send me money via Western Union. Okay? And every communication that we do it here on the website. That makes sense? I go to Western Union, I take his details. He gives me his details on this website. I deposit the money, okay, into Western Union. I come with a slip and then I scan it and then I upload it on a website telling him that I've sent there. He then goes to pick up the money from Western Union in inside now Bitcoins. Is that making sense? It's kind of scary, but I've been doing it. Okay, I'm like, Mariangu, before I end. But now, most of the exchange websites, they work for your behalf. Some of these things we teach you on the course that I do with others. So, kanatora Mariake Amuhonge, that's when Pano released some Bitcoins to my account. That was in 2014. That's what I used to do. Okay, so that's how you can actually get Bitcoins. Is that making sense? Now, another way, okay, I'm going to explain this later. Let me just move forward. Okay, let me. Right. Another way you can actually buy from people. You can actually buy Bitcoins from people. Like I explained that time that there's a lot of scams associated to that. But we can do an exchange. You can meet with anyone. If you trust the person, you can do them a bank transfer and then they'll send you the Bitcoins. Now, there's also Bitcoin rewards. You can actually do some sort of work on the internet and get paid. I'm going to explain later on a later stage how that works. Now, let us look at the Bitcoin mining aspect. Does that make sense? Now, Bitcoin is not printed like our money. Bitcoin is discovered. Does that make sense? Now, this topic is going to be somehow complicated. I really wanted to give you an introduction to what Bitcoin is, but at the back of your mind, you should know that there is what is known as Bitcoin mining. Now, we are sending Bitcoins to one another, and there is a record of that. And for that record to be kept, there should be accountability between a Bitcoin transaction. Does that make sense? So there are people that are called miners. They mine Bitcoins. You and me can mine. Someone bought a charger. Should be Bego. Right. These people, they do Bitcoin mining. You and me can do Bitcoin mining. It's simple to do Bitcoin mining. You can buy a computer that does Bitcoin mining. You buy the infrastructure and you start mining. Okay, you'll be just confirming transactions. Now, There are two ways to Bitcoin mining. You can invest in a Bitcoin mining company. And what they do is, vanokutengesera anonzi mapools. When you invest your money, you get a small percentage. It could be monthly, it could be weekly, and there's a lot of mining companies out there. And they're also scammers. Don't forget that. There are good ones and bad ones. Now, okay, connect up. Thanks. Right. So that's about Bitcoin mining. So the process of Bitcoin mining basically is computers working to solve a mathematical problem. Okay. So when they solve that mathematical problem, that's when Bitcoins are discovered. That making sense? I'm not going to go deep into it. You can actually do research on it, and anyone can actually do Bitcoin mining. Okay, so let me just put the computer on. Okay, where's this thing? Okay, I think it's marathon. Need to make sure that it is. Okay, it's charging now. So that's how the transaction works. Now, I'm going to talk about errors of people that have lost Bitcoins and thought that they have been scammed. Okay, there are errors that actually happens. So error number one, like I said, the lady in Tari, she forgot here. It was by error, right? It's not like she wanted to forget her password. Number two, sending Bitcoin to the wrong address is an error, but you would have lost. Number three, when an exchange site gets hacked. Does that make sense? I used to buy Bitcoins from a certain website, and all of a sudden they shut down. Okay, and I had some Bitcoins on that website. And losing your cell phone without doing backup. Okay, when you buy Bitcoins, you have to back up your account. Okay, and when backing up your account is something that is very, very simple to do. But if you don't do that, if you lose your computer, if you lose your cell phone, that's the end. Okay, but if you back up your account, if you get a new cell phone, you can get your Bitcoins back. Okay, that's repetition. Now, let us look at what you can buy with Bitcoin. Number one, anything that money can buy, you can actually buy it with Bitcoin. In some other countries, they've actually done that. I'm just going to give a few examples of some companies that you know and some you don't know. There's a company called Bitrefill. Now, Bitrefill, I can send anyone airtime, anywhere in the world, instantly. Does that make sense? If I need to send someone airtime, South Africa, MTN, whatever it is, I can do that in the next minute with Bitcoins. Does that make sense? In UK, I can do that in the next second. So bitrefill.com, you can actually buy airtime with Bitcoin. Who knows B-Forward? Okay? Instead of sending money to B-Forward, you can actually purchase your car in Bitcoins. And that's the reason why in Zimbabwe there was a rise of need of Bitcoin. Because when B-Forward opened up the offer for people to buy in Bitcoins, many people, they prefer to send their money in Bitcoin because it was cheaper and it was easier. Does that make sense? Some other people, they travel. You can actually book and make some travel bookings on Expedia. Okay, Expedia.com. If you go on that website, when you want to make your payment, there's an option to pay with Bitcoin or with cash. So look at these big companies adopting the Bitcoin. Does that make sense? That simply means more and more people are growing the Bitcoin community. Now, let us look at ways of earning Bitcoins. Who really wants to make money with Bitcoins? I understand it's all about money, right? And I understand at the same time, some of you are scared. Okay? I was talking to one of my clients, and the first time that I sat with her, she was like, when I was checking through the coaching program, she was, what I'm a BBC, huh? Born before computers, eh? Kana kutono withdraw mari zozvi kana kuno deposit. I don't like using my phone. I have to drive to the bank and I make sure mari yangu ndoita sei? ndaisa ndapewa receipt kuti ndadeposit. So when I was explaining to her about this Bitcoin thing, she was like, hey, but anyway, she's actually getting there anyway. Now let us look at ways of earning money with Bitcoin, okay? Number one, I'm going to tell you the good one, the good ways, you can accept Bitcoin as a payment method. Does that make sense? There is a lot of people, they want to sell their goods in Zimbabwe using online methods. I've seen some of the people, they are taking Bitcoins as actually payment method. Is that making sense? So number one way of earning money with Bitcoin is accepting Bitcoin as a payment method, right? Doing online jobs, okay? There's a website that is called xbtfreelancer.com. If you go on that website, let's say you can do typing. Let's say you're a graphic designer. You can do anything that you can do virtually. You can record, transcribing, things like that. Does it make sense? Graphic designing, web designing. You do work there, they will pay you in. This is the Bitcoin rewards aspect that I wanted to explain. Right, affiliate programs. Okay, when I'm talking about affiliate programs, you can actually get paid in Bitcoin. You can promote different businesses that are available on the internet. So what you do is, if you want to do affiliate marketing, you can go on the internet, you can search for affiliate programs. One of them is that rewards me in Bitcoin is, what's this company? Anyone who knows a company called SpectroCoin? Okay, I promote SpectroCoin, they pay me in Bitcoin. Does that make sense? That's another way of making money with Bitcoin, and there's so much more. Okay, there is so much more. Anyone else who can tell me how we can make money with Bitcoin? Anyone? Come again? Someone says mining, that's correct. Can you clap hands for it? Someone else? Come on, let's come up with these ideas. We need to make Bitcoins, eh? Yes. Peer-to-peer. I'm not saying they're not good. Okay, she's saying about peer-to-peer. Okay, huh? Peer-to-peer, that's actually donation exchange. Let's clap hands for it. Forex and binary trading, yes, but you have to be good at it. That's correct. You can make money. I know a lot of people who are making money with Forex trading, yes. Okay, investments, yes. Buy and hold, yes. Buy low and sell high. All these are ways of making money with Bitcoin. Is that making sense? Honestly, I don't think there is any way that is better than the other. The one that you want, the one that you choose. Is that making sense? And the one that you understand. All these are different ways of making money. And zvimwe zvacho zvingangopira kuti zviri nyore than zvimwe. Is that making sense? Some of them, they are riskier than others. So you just have to think about risk and reward, and then you choose what you want. And then there is another way of making money, which is called exchange website. I explained what an exchange website is, right? Did I explain? Right. An exchange website works as an exchange website works as a middle person. Is that making sense? Right. There's a company in Zimbabwe. I'm going to explain how it works. This is Kuda, right? And someone, say Yvongai, comes and says he wants Bitcoin. And I know someone who has Bitcoins. That making sense? Let's say Dilom has Bitcoins. Okay? And Dilom does not trust Wongai. So does Wongai does the same, okay? They don't trust each other. But both of these guys, they trust me. Is that making sense? So what they do, Wongai anonditumira mari yake, Dilom anonditumira ma Bitcoins. And then I exchange. Undompa ma Bitcoins, undompa chi cash yake. Is that making sense? So in the process, ini ndosarwa nechi neka commission. Ndatika kana gona ngarika diki but ndosarwa ne something. That makes sense. There is a gentleman in Zimbabwe by the name of Tawanda Kembo. Who knows Tawanda Kembo? Okay, you know what? I'm an internet person and I follow people who do internet things. I've been following Tawanda Kembo for a very long time. So it makes sense. He has tried a number of businesses and he's into computer programming. And what he did was, I think, I don't follow the years, but back then, he launched a company that is called Bitcoin Fundi. They changed it to Golix. So what these guys do, they do exchange. You can go there and buy Bitcoins. You can go there and sell Bitcoins. And the company, commission from both parties. Okay, so this guy, he has done a very, very good job. Okay, that's helping a lot of Zimbabweans. The Bitcoins there, they are not really cheap, but honestly, let's clap hands for these guys. They've actually done something that's really, really, really good. Because at the end of the day, if their company expands borders, they can launch this same system in another African country, and it's money coming to Zimbabwe. Is that correct? So this is an innovative idea. Instead, you're going to be Roma Bitcoins are going to someone. You can simply go on the website, and then you can actually buy your Bitcoins. And their office is actually opposite us. Okay, that's their office there. Where their shops there. You can actually walk in there. You tell them that you need to buy Bitcoins. They are going to help you. Does that make sense? So these guys, they've actually done a very good job. Now, let's look at what I really do. Who needs to know to make money from Bitcoin? I'm not saying what I'm doing is the best. Does that make sense? But remember, I said you need to look at the risk and reward. Everything is a risk. You just need to measure what you want. It's a choice. So after having gone through all the experiences that I've actually gone through of losing money, of all those kind of things, is that making sense? I've come up with two rock solid ideas that I prefer, that I want to stick to this. Is that making sense? Number one is buying and selling. That's what I do. How did I get to know about buying and selling? In April. Remember I said I'll give you the interview, right? This interview is on my website, kudaonline.com. You can go and search it there. I did this interview in 2017. This is 2017, right? In April. When I spoke to this lady for the first time, she said she's making between $20 to $100 per day from just buying and selling Bitcoins. I didn't know about buying and selling Bitcoins. So part of what I do, if I do an interview with someone, if you ask me to do an interview with me, trust me, you're going to pick up one or two things. Does that make sense? So I picked up that she buys her Bitcoins from a website called Coinbase.com. But on Coinbase, you cannot use it in Zimbabwe because of our location. But she buys her Bitcoins there, and she sells them on a website that is called Local Bitcoins. And the change I know per day, I get a transaction is between $20 and $100. And what do you need to do that? A computer and internet connection. Is that making sense? What would you do with $20 a day? What would you do with $100 per day? Extra money, apart from what you are making. Is that making sense? Now, okay, let me go back. A few months back, I saw a lot of people, they were writing articles that Bitcoins are selling at a high price in. How many people have seen that? Okay, I wasn't buying and selling Bitcoins all along. That makes I knew how to use Bitcoins. But this is one idea that I picked that I prefer myself. Okay? After seeing those articles that Bitcoins are selling in Zimbabwe at a higher price, I started getting a lot of messages. I've got a lot of information on YouTube. People from overseas saying we need to sell our Bitcoins in Zimbabwe. Is that making sense? Because they are at a higher price. And I was like, am I missing out something? And it's, Kadano, let me do a research. I called a friend of mine in UK and we did the first transaction. So what happened was we started by $35. She sent Bitcoins for $35. We sold them on let me look for a blank page. Okay, something like that. What happened is she sent $35 from UK and we sold them, we got 70. That was in one day. It was 100% profit, right? Okay, it was like we were like, wow, this makes sense. The second trial that we did, we sold $600. We got 1,350. And we got 1,350, right? Just from buying and selling. Now, how do I do this? Remember, buying tomatoes at Mbarem Sika. You go and sell them someone, you keep change. How do I do that? Let me just explain in a moment. Okay, the first thing that I do, I had to cut out the friend in UK so that I can actually do it myself. But I gave her an idea, and she has continued with the idea. She's buying and selling Bitcoin. And then I had to do another trial with 10 people. Okay, I picked up 10 people. I charged them a small amount of money, and then I still talk to those people. They are buying and selling Bitcoins the same way. So this is what I do. Number one, I have a card. This is a Visa card, okay? You can actually buy anything online with it. I go to a website called spectrocoin.com. I load my Visa card with money. It depends with your bank. You need to check with your bank. Some other bank, they take US. Some other bank, they accept transfer to purchase online, okay? I buy them and I sell the Bitcoins on Golix.com or localbitcoins.com. That making sense? If I'm selling them on local Bitcoin on Golix.com, I get my money on EcoCash or transfer. Does that make sense? And then I keep profit. If I sell them on local Bitcoins, I get my money on Western Union. Does that make sense? And then I repeat the process. Repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. And right. Right. So Zimbabwe right now, there are two reasons. Okay, there are some reasons why Bitcoins are expensive. One is because of our cash economy. Is that making sense? So right now, Bitcoin in Zim is expensive. So if you have a way of buying Bitcoins online, you can sell them on Golix at a higher price. So I always check for the price. Golix Yamari, is it time to sell? And then I sell. Does it make sense? Or sometimes I do this. I buy Bitcoins today. I keep Canada for 1 month. I keep them for 1 month. Remember, Bitcoins are going up. So I'm not going to take my Bitcoins at $200. I wait. I wait. Bitcoin price goes up, right? Bitcoin yangu you better value ye 400. And is it? Now pa Golix nikanotengesa pa ngondogona kupanda wanachi 800. Go and do the math properly. You see kuti sino buda simboregeza zite. Who here as well okay, what is it that I wanted to do here? Now, number one way that I prefer is what buying and selling. Did I invite anyone? I did again. So it's again it's your choice. But I do buying and selling. Number two, I do buy and hold. Is that making sense? Buy and right. Let us look at this graph. But anyway, in 2011, one Bitcoin was less than $1. Ndizo. So today, how much is Bitcoin today? Let's say let's say 13,000, right? For instance. So what it means, if I bought one Bitcoin in 2011 for less than $1, I would be having 13,000 today. But not most of us can keep that money for that long. Is that correct? So like 7 years, so. In 2012, the Bitcoin price was less than $10. Is that making sense? So that means everyone could afford to buy. In 2013, Bitcoin price was less than $15. Is that making sense? In 2014, Bitcoin price was below 1,000. But in 2015, rakavarira 400. Remember what I said, the price goes up, and in 2016, Bitcoin was $500. 2017, Bitcoin is $13,000. Hello? So just 1 year, last year, it was 13,000. What do you think? Let's predict what's going to happen in 2018. Yes. It goes down. To how much? Okay. Are you praying that it goes down so that you buy? Yes. Someone is saying 40K. I think my brother is right in his way, because he needs to go to 1,000 and buys, so that he keeps. I'm sure if he keeps some, he's gonna say in 2019 he just got 100,000. So someone is saying 40K. Someone else? Yes. Way over 50K. Someone else? Okay. Those are very good predictions. Is that making sense? So what I want you to do, this is the ABCD of Bitcoin. I don't want to complicate anything. Is that making sense? Because I want to show you where the money is, where the real money is. Is that making sense? Now, think about this. I'm an online entrepreneur, and entrepreneurship means risk taking. Is that making sense? In 2016, I invested in a company that promised to double my money in a year. That making sense? So what it means is, if I invested $100, I was gonna get how much? $200. That making sense? But in 2016, if I had invested $100 into Bitcoin, then I marry to 1.300. Is that making sense? So I want you to do the math whenever you want to invest into anything. Think about, if I buy and hold Bitcoin, what are my chances of making more money? If I invest into this company, what are my chances of making more money? So again, you need to value risk and reward and make a choice. Remember this training, I said I want to educate you about Bitcoin so that you make a choice on your own. Is that making sense? Okay, so number one way that I do is buy and sell. Number two is buy and. Okay, right. Yeah, I'm coming to the end of this presentation. Now, this is the very biggest question. Okay, in any government, in any country, is Bitcoin a legal tender? Anyone? Yes.
Government, they say it's not legal because they can't control it.
Someone is saying to government, they say it's not legal, they can't control it. Yes? It's not a legal tender. Yes? Okay. 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 What is your point again? Mhm. Mhm. Okay, that's fine. That's a point. Yeah. Okay, this is what I want us to do. Based on what I've taught you, I want you to use your common sense. Just common sense. Tatara Makarizari 6 a Bitcoin. That the government cannot control it. So do you think the government can make it a legal tender? That's a no, because they cannot control it, right? Number two, I'm sure right now our country is having a lot of reports who are losing money in terms of bitcoins or cryptocurrency. Is that making sense? Just last week, there was a WhatsApp group of people that was conned over $20,000 in forex trading, something like that. So imagine the authorities handling those issues. Kutoke marenyi makaifambisa sei over wanzi bitcoin. Mangwana mnobva waya marenyi makaifambisa sei over wanzi bitcoin. Marenyi makaifambisa sei over wanzi bitcoin. Honestly, if I am the government, I'll be like, okay, what is this bitcoin thing that people are going into? Can we get into Bitcoin? Say no, we can't. Is that making sense? And then if they say, "Cha, Bitcoin," the issue, it's really up to you. Okay. So from based on what we have actually said, and again, what I want you to do, your homework. This is your homework. Okay. I want you to go and look for the document. The guys and Satoshi. If you read that document, you will see their plan. Is that making sense? They tell you we need to do this to the financial system, X, Y, Z. Is that making sense? So if you read that document, you understand what Bitcoin is all about. Is that making sense? So talking of it as a legal tender, it's not only our country, but so many countries. Is that making sense? Right. Now, so what is needed, really? I understand I've been talking too much and I'm actually coming to the end of this presentation. What is it that you need to start? You just need internet connection, a computer, and a smartphone. That's all you need. And yourself. Now, I want to jump into question and answer. And I'm wearing a nice t-shirt, isn't it? Okay, they're at the back and they're for sale. If we brought a few, so they're not enough for all of you. So those who are going to get some, yeah, they're actually at the back. So before we jump into question and answer, who is saying, Kuda, I really want to get involved in Bitcoin, but what do I do next? Who is saying that? I understand a lot of you are saying that. Now, I want to introduce a Bitcoin training course that I've actually created. Now, I'm going to jump into question and answer after this. Is there any other way of doing this, the Bitcoin thing? Definitely there is another way. Is that making sense? You can go and do everything on your own. On the computer, it's there. Is that making sense? But you can actually find someone that you can work closely with, or a group of people that can help you along the way who are discussing about Bitcoins and the trending stuff about Bitcoin. Now, What I've done, I've done a collection of videos, ebooks, and modules. And I'm going to give you access to a coaching program for 1 year, full 1 year. You and me. Tichaurana. Anditi, ndazoluza mari. Okay, it happens. Let's do that. Okay. I'm going to give you access to a support group with people inside Zimbabwe and outside Zimbabwe. Okay? I'm going to give you step by step to set up your account. You know, I understand that some of you can do this. Remember, I said that. But if you are like me, I believe in coaching. I was taught about Bitcoin by someone from Zambia. I remember spending 3-4 hours in a hyper phone. Couldn't I win the Western Union? Will I not lose my money? If I lose my money, trust me, I'll come to Zambia. Is that making sense? So I was always on the phone with him. So I'm going to give you access to that. I'm going to help you to create another income stream. Is that making sense? Now, if you're going to choose to take part with me today, if you're going to choose to work with me so that I can work with you closely and look at what you are doing, you know, as easy as it seems, when you have a computer, going to create an account and backing up your passwords and all that, I understand that some of you cannot do that on their own. Does that make sense? They basically need help. Now, if you act today, I'm going to give you a bonus for acting just today only. I'm going to give you access to one of my coaching programs, which is Internet Pro Club. Does that make sense? Remember, I have different streams of income. During the interviews with experts, you need to learn how to do that and how to make money from that. And that is what Internet Pro Club teaches. Does that make sense? It's going to teach you something away from Bitcoin a little bit, but you'll be expanding your portfolio. Now, how much would you pay me for this information? Anyone else? Come on, raise your hand. Anyone? Yes. $100. Don't you think you're killing yourself? 100. I don't want. Anyone else? Someone is saying 30. Anyone else? Someone is saying free gifts. I have to. Huh? Okay. I'm offering ground. So, here's what I'm going to do. She was close, $100. $5, hey, So what I'm going to do is, for just $77, okay? You're not going to buy a one-time payment. I'm going to get you $10 worth of Bitcoins for the first time into your account. I'm going to give you access to the training website. I'm going to give you access to the videos that I've actually done. And myself and my team, I work with a team, they'll be able to help you with the comment section. And that's only for $77. Okay. That's what I'm asking. Now, this is the help that I just give you while least I'm at home. Does that make sense? Who wants that? Absolutely. For just $77 today, I'll give you access to my coaching program, and I'm going to give you this training about Bitcoins. Now, there are the BBC ones. Is that making sense? I want to tell you something. This is going to cover the Bitcoin training. Okay? Now, I have forms at the back. Can you please come with the forms? Those who raise your hand, can you just reach out to the forms? She's going to give you the forms. You can actually sign them. I want to work with you and show you a path that I've actually taken. Those who want to take the $77, can you just raise your hand so that you get the form? Simba, just keep raising your hand. Okay. Now, if you're going to call me after this event, you better get the form. It's going to cost you a lot of money. Okay. Now, still on that note, who knows that there is also money besides Bitcoin? What other cryptocurrencies are there? Huh? Yes? Yeah, various coins. Huh? Ethereum, yes? Doji, yes? Ripple, yes? So what happens is, of course, blessed, can you hand out my papers? Please only take a paper if you know that you are signing up. Okay? Does that make sense? Right. Can I have your attention, please? Now, after the invasion of Bitcoin, do I have your attention? Is that a yes or yes? In 2008, it's like this. Does that make sense? My sister mentioned that if you saw the article that was produced, the statement said cryptocurrencies. Does that make sense? Now, cryptocurrencies means Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin. It's actually the leading one. After Bitcoin, there's been produced over 1,000 currencies like Bitcoin, and they are performing very, very well. Is that making sense? But not all of them are actually performing well. Is that making sense? You need to look closely. How much is, I'll talk about a currency called Ripple. Remember I said I buy and, or I buy and? Who knows about Ripple? Ripple, how much is a Ripple today? $2? $2.05. This is $2.05, one Ripple, okay? How much was it 1 month ago? It was around 11 cents, right? That making sense? Myself, I bought Ripple 6 months ago. I bought it for 17 cents. Remember I said I buy and? But how do you know about that there is Ripple that is going to go up? It's only when you are told, right? Okay. So $77 is going to give you access to Bitcoin training only. That makes sense. But for those people who needs to learn Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, I've got another special offer for you. And I'm going to give you $40 worth of Bitcoin. And I'm going to give you access to training with regards to Bitcoin. And myself and my team, I'm gonna be there helping you. And also I'm gonna be there one-on-one with you. If you want me to be on the phone, if you want me to meet you in person, if you want me to drive to your place, we meet in town, at a coffee shop, 2 times per month, I can do that. I'm gonna give you access to my coach, to my business coach as well. I also have a coach who's gonna be there with you 2 times a month as well. And then you are also going to learn about other cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin. Does that make sense? Things like Ripple, Ethereum, how to buy them, how to sell them, where to keep them. And for that, I'm only charging $297 per year. Does that make sense? So my forms are me now, they've got an option where you can tick. So what we're going to do from now is we're going to go take a break as you actually fill in the forms. Those we had wanted to know about Bitcoin, this is the end of the Bitcoin session. So what we're going to do is in the next 10 minutes to 15 minutes, we're going to be filling on the forms. Those we have questions, you can actually remain behind and we go through the question and answer. And those who want to go, you can actually do so. But before you do, let's take pictures, let's get to know one another, and let's exchange business cards, let's socialize. With that being said, Blessed, can you come and put some music? And let's take a break. I'll see you in 15 minutes from now. Please clap your hands for me.